My name is Laura, and I had what many would call a perfect life. A loving husband, Daniel, a cozy house we turned into a home, and a stable career that kept us comfortable. We had been together for 7 years, 5 of them married. Our relationship wasn't the whirlwind romance you read about in novels, but it was built on trust, companionship, and a quiet kind of love that felt unshakable. At least, that's what I thought. But perfection is an illusion, and sometimes, the smallest temptations can unravel everything you hold dear. It all started with my job at Hathaway and Company, a prominent marketing firm. I had been climbing the corporate ladder steadily, and last year, I was promoted to senior project manager. That's when I started working directly under Marcus Hale, the kind of boss who turned heads when he walked into a room. He was sharp, confident, and exuded authority without even trying. People listened when he spoke, and women noticed when he smiled. I'd be lying if I said I didn't notice too. At first, it was harmless. I admired his work ethic, his leadership, and yes, his charm. Daniel would joke about my work crush, and I'd laugh it off. There was never a reason for concern. Marcus was my boss, I was married, and lines were clear. But lines blur when you stop paying attention. Daniel had been distant for months, though neither of us wanted to admit it. He was working longer hours as a contractor, stressed about deadlines and bills, while I was drowning in project after project. Our conversations became transactional. Asterisk, did you pay the electric bill? What's for dinner? Can you pick up milk? Asterisk. Love notes turned into to-do lists. Date nights faded into exhausted silence on the couch. When Daniel brought it up one evening, his brows furrowed, voice soft with concern, I brushed him off. Asterisk, we're just busy, babe. It'll pass. Things will settle down. Asterisk. I believed it. Or maybe I just didn't want to confront the truth. We were drifting, and neither of us was steering us back to shore. That's when Marcus started filling the gaps. It was a Friday evening, and the office was buzzing with anticipation for the quarterly company gala. It was an extravagant event, black tie, open bar, and endless networking. I hadn't planned to attend. Daniel and I had a rare weekend off together, and I was looking forward to a quiet night with takeout and a movie. But Marcus had other plans. Laura, you can't miss this one, he said, leaning against my desk with that signature smirk. Asterisk, you've been a key player in this quarter's success. I want you there, representing the team. Asterisk. I hesitated. Asterisk, can't someone else go? I promised my husband. Asterisk. One night, Marcus interrupted, his tone persuasive. Asterisk, and besides, it'll look good for your career. Stick with me. I'll introduce you to some higher-ups. These are the connections that matter. Asterisk. The promise of advancement, the allure of recognition, it was tempting. Too tempting. I told myself it was just work. Just one night. Daniel's face fell when I told him. He tried to mask it with a tight smile, but I could see the disappointment in his eyes. Asterisk, work comes first, huh? Asterisk, he muttered, turning back to the sink. Asterisk, it's not like that, Dan. This could really push my career forward. Asterisk, I kissed his cheek, already half out the door. Asterisk, I'll make it up to you tomorrow. Promise. Asterisk, promises are easy to make, harder to keep. The gala was everything Marcus promised, lavish, bustling with influential figures. But the real danger wasn't the champagne or the music. It was the attention Marcus gave me. The way he stayed close, introducing me as Asterisk, the future of Hathaway and Company. Asterisk, the way his hand brushed my lower back when he guided me through the crowd. By the third glass of wine, my laughter came easier. By the fifth, I stopped checking my phone. Marcus leaned in, voice low and smooth. Asterisk, you're wasted in your current role, Laura. Stick with me, and we'll get you where you deserve to be. Asterisk, I should have gone home. I should have remembered Daniel, waiting up with the takeout containers on the coffee table. But I didn't. The night blurred into something I hadn't planned, but didn't resist. After the gala officially ended, Marcus suggested we move to the rooftop bar nearby, where the city lights stretched endlessly beneath us. It felt exhilarating, being seen, admired, and valued. Not just as a wife, Not as someone responsible for grocery lists and mortgage payments, but as someone who mattered in her own right. "You work harder than anyone here, Laura," Marcus said, swirling the amber liquid in his glass. Asterisk, you deserve more than just stability. You deserve success, excitement, passion. Asterisk. The word hung in the air longer than it should have. I could have laughed it off, changed the subject, called an Uber. But I didn't. I leaned into the warmth of his gaze, into the attention I hadn't felt in months. I didn't set out to betray my marriage. It wasn't some calculated decision. It was a moment of weakness, fueled by resentment, wine, and the false belief that one night wouldn't change anything. But one night is enough to destroy everything. When I stumbled into the house at 2 a.m., the living room lights were still on. Daniel sat on the couch, the cold takeout containers abandoned on the coffee table. His eyes met mine, and the flicker of hope he'd been holding on to died right there. Asterisk, big night? Asterisk, he asked, voice hollow. Dan, Don't. He cut me off, standing slowly. Asterisk, I called. Texted. You didn't even bother to reply. Asterisk. My phone buzzed in my hand, as if to mock me. 6 missed calls. 12 texts. Each one angrier, more desperate than the last. You picked him over me, Daniel muttered, more to himself than to me. Asterisk, for one night. Was it worth it? Asterisk. I froze. He didn't know what had happened after the gala. How could he? But suspicion hung in the air like smoke. I reached for him, but he stepped back. Asterisk, I'm tired, Laura. I can't fight for us alone. Asterisk. He walked into the bedroom, closing the door behind him. The next morning, guilt gnawed at me like a parasite. I convinced myself that if I kept quiet, if I buried the memory deep enough, life could go back to normal. But secrets have a way of surfacing. At work, Marcus acted like nothing had happened, flashing his usual charming smile during meetings. But there were subtle changes, longer glances, inside jokes, his hand lingering on my arm a moment too long. I hated it. I hated myself. Daniel, though, didn't push. He retreated into himself, leaving space between us that grew wider each day. When I asked if he was okay, he'd force a smile and say, Asterisk, just tired. Asterisk. But tiredness doesn't explain the way love fades when trust is gone. The breaking point came 2 weeks later. I came home to find Daniel sitting at the kitchen table, his phone in front of him, face pale. Asterisk, who is Marcus to you, Laura? Asterisk. My breath caught. Asterisk, he's my boss. Why? Asterisk. He turned the screen toward me. An email, forwarded from an anonymous account. Photos. Marcus and me on the rooftop bar. Too close. Too intimate. Asterisk, is this why you've been distant? Why you couldn't answer my calls that night? Asterisk. Nothing happened. I lied. Desperation rising. Daniel's laugh was bitter. Asterisk, nothing? You don't look like nothing in these photos. Asterisk. I reached for his hand. Asterisk, Dan, please. It was stupid. A mistake. I love you. Asterisk. He pulled away, shaking his head. Asterisk, love isn't just words, Laura. It's choices. And you made yours. Asterisk. That night, Daniel packed a bag. I need space, he said quietly. Asterisk, to figure out if I can ever trust you again. Asterisk. Watching him walk out the door shattered something inside me. I had traded the comfort of love for the thrill of validation, and the cost was far greater than I ever imagined. I sat alone in the silence of our home, realizing that sometimes you lose everything not because of one mistake, but because you thought one mistake wouldn't matter. The house felt hollow without Daniel. His absence echoed in every corner, the untouched coffee mug on the counter, the half-folded laundry he always forgot to finish, the lingering scent of his aftershave in the bathroom. I hadn't realized how much of my world was built around his quiet presence until it was gone. For the first few days, I lived in denial. I called. I texted. I left voicemails, each one more desperate than the last. Asterisk, Dan, please. I messed up. It didn't mean anything. Come home. Let's talk. Asterisk. But silence was his only answer. Work didn't offer the escape I hoped for. If anything, it made everything worse. Marcus, oblivious to the destruction he'd helped ignite, continued as if nothing had changed. Rough night, Laura? He joked one morning, eyeing the dark circles under my eyes. You should have called. I know how to cheer you up. The words, once flattering, now made my stomach turn. This was a mistake, I muttered, brushing past him. He frowned, clearly not used to rejection. Hey, don't get all self-righteous. It was just one night. Don't make it bigger than it was. But it was bigger. It was everything. A week passed. Then 2. The bed felt colder every night. One evening, I finally worked up the courage to drive to Daniel's sister's house, where I suspected he was staying. Sarah answered the door, her expression tight. Laura. Is he here? Please, I just want to talk. She hesitated, then stepped aside. Daniel stood in the hallway, arms crossed, eyes guarded. You shouldn't be here. I had to see you, I pleaded. To explain. To fix this. He sighed, exhaustion etched into his face. You can't fix trust with words, Laura. You broke something I don't know how to mend. I chose wrong. I admitted, tears welling up. I got caught up in feeling seen. Important. But none of it matters without you. For a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of the man who used to hold me close when the world felt too heavy. You should have thought about that before you picked someone else over our marriage. The door closed, and this time, I knew it might never reopen. Back at work, things spiraled further. Word of my close relationship with Marcus had spread, thanks to the same anonymous email that found Daniel. Colleagues whispered in break rooms. Opportunities dried up. One afternoon, HR called me in. We've had some concerns raised about professionalism in leadership roles, the woman across the desk said, voice laced with fake sympathy. While we can't confirm anything, the optics aren't great. We're going to need to transition you off your current projects. I sat there, numb. In chasing ambition, I'd lost not only my marriage, but the very career I'd sacrificed it for. I packed at my desk in silence, ignoring Marcus's half-hearted offer for drinks. Don't let one rough patch ruin everything, Laura. People forget. We can still make a hell of a team. I've already ruined everything, I muttered, walking away. That night, I sat alone in the dark, the weight of my choices suffocating. I scrolled through old photos on my phone, vacations with Daniel, lazy Sunday mornings, anniversary dinners. One picture stood out. Our 3rd anniversary. We'd gone camping, something I hated but did for him. In the photo, I was bundled in his oversized hoodie, hair a mess, laughing as he tried to start a fire. I didn't look powerful or important. I looked happy. And I'd thrown it all away for a fleeting moment of validation. I sent one last text. I'm sorry, Dan. Not just for that night, but for forgetting what really mattered. I won't bother you again. Just know I love you. Always. The message showed delivered, but no reply came. Sometimes, apologies aren't enough. Sometimes, the cost of one mistake is everything you thought you'd never lose. Days turned into weeks, and life moved on, at least for everyone else. I existed in a limbo of regret, waking up each morning to the cold realization that I dismantled the life I once took for granted. Work was gone. Daniel was gone. And the silence of my empty house screamed louder than any argument ever had. I tried to rebuild, starting with the only thing I could control, myself. Therapy became a weekly ritual, not just to process the fallout, but to understand why I had been so willing to throw away everything for a moment of validation. It wasn't just about Marcus, my therapist, Ellen, pointed out one afternoon. It was about feeling unseen, undervalued. When you don't communicate those feelings in a relationship, they fester. And eventually, They push you toward choices you don't recognize as your own until it's too late. Asterisk. Too late. That phrase haunted me. Was it truly too late? One Saturday, months after Daniel walked out, I spotted him at the local farmer's market. He stood by a stall of fresh peaches, looking relaxed in a way I hadn't seen in years. He laughed at something the vendor said, the sound both familiar and foreign. My heart clenched. I could have walked away, but some desperate part of me needed closure. Dan, I called, voice hesitant. He turned, eyes widening in surprise. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he gave a small nod. Asterisk, Laura. Asterisk. Asterisk, how have you been? Asterisk, I asked, lamely. Better, he admitted, not cruelly, just honest. Asterisk, therapy's helped. Distance too. Asterisk. I swallowed hard. Asterisk, I'm glad. You deserve peace after everything I put you through. Asterisk. His gaze softened, and he sighed. Asterisk, I've stopped replaying that night, you know. Stopped asking myself if I could have done something different to keep you from choosing someone else. Asterisk. It was never about you not being enough, Dan. I whispered, voice breaking. Asterisk. I was the one who forgot what enough looked like. Asterisk. He nodded slowly. Asterisk, I believe you. Asterisk. There was a long pause before he spoke again. Asterisk. I'm not ready to come back, Laura. Maybe I never will be. Trust doesn't snap back into place just because there's regret. Asterisk. Tears welled in my eyes, but I smiled through them. Asterisk, I understand. I'm sorry. And I'm glad you're finding happiness, even if it's without me. Asterisk. That moment marked a shift. I stopped waiting for redemption from Daniel and focused instead on forgiving myself. I found a new job, not as glamorous, but stable. I volunteered at a women's shelter on weekends, helping others rebuild after their own mistakes and misfortunes. I learned to sit with loneliness without rushing to fill the void with fleeting attention. And slowly, life stitched itself back together, not as it was, but as something different. Smaller, quieter, but honest. One evening, months later, my phone buzzed. Daniel's name flashed on the screen. Asterisk, hope you're well. Just wanted to say, I'm proud of you for doing the work. Take care, Laura. Asterisk. I smiled, tears prickling my eyes. Sometimes you lose everything to find yourself again. And sometimes that's the only way forward.